It's time for story time. It's time for story time. Come on, friends, and join me now. It's time for story time. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Story Time with Mrs. Big. How are you all today? Let's move along to another story from our local library. And this story is called Eddie the Bully by Henry Cole. Eddie is the meanest kid in class. He calls the other kids names. He hides their homework and he trips them. No one is safe from his bullying. And when teachers give him a timeout, that just gives Eddie time to think of more mean things to do. When a new student comes to class one day, everyone prepares for the worst. But does she have a way to stop Eddie's bullying? Let's find out. Eddie was a bully. A great big bully. He was mean any way he could be, anytime he could be. You're such a loser, he clucked at Rose when she came in last. That was an easy one, he said with a laugh when Tony had trouble with a math problem. You were born in a roach motel, he sneered at Russell. He hid Anthony's homework. He splattered paint on Melissa's art project. He tripped Emma as she was getting on the bus and off the bus. Fat, he jeered. Skinny, he jeered. Average, he jeered. Nobody was safe. He was a good reader, but nobody wanted to sit anywhere near him during library time, and nobody tagged him during person monkey. He's mean, Angela said to Marco. Really mean, Carmen said to Sam. Really, really mean, they all agreed. He was mean anytime he could be, any way he could be. I've had enough, Miss Henshaw said, ruffled. Time out, Eddie. I've had enough, Mr. Fowler said, peeved. Time out, Eddie. I've had enough, Ms. Cluckner said, exasperated. Time out, Eddie. But during time out, Eddie thought of other mean things to do. One morning, Miss Henshaw made an announcement. Class, we have a new student starting today, she said. I want all of you to make her feel welcome. She glanced at Eddie. All of you. The classroom door opened. I wonder what happens. Class, this is Carla, Miss Henshaw said. She pointed to an empty desk. Carla, you may sit right there. All eyes were on Carla as she made her way to her seat, right next to Eddie's. Uh-oh, here it comes, Amy whispered. Carla's going to get a real zinger, Tony whispered. Eddie's going to let her have it, Ben whispered. Everyone held their breaths. Carla squeezed herself into her desk. Eddie's eyes narrowed. He grinned an evil grin. He opened his mouth to speak. Let's see what happens. I love your sweater, Carla gasped, feasting her eyes on Eddie. Huh? Eddie stuttered. I can tell you have great fashion sense, Carla continued brightly. Us fashionistas should stick together. Eddie blinked, glancing down his sweater. It was his favorite. Hey, let's do lunch, exclaimed Carla. I noticed on today's menu that we're having mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese too, Eddie said, feeling a little excited. Then whoever gets to the cafeteria first saves the other a seat, Carla squealed. Okay? Okay, replied Eddie. What's happening? I bet everybody wants to be your friend, said Carla. Eddie gulped. His face felt hot. Uh, you probably get picked first for all teams all the time. Eddie glanced around the room. The whole class was looking at him. Eddie felt miserable. Suddenly, he wished he hadn't been so mean all the time. He wished he hadn't made fun of Tony in math class. He wished he hadn't spilled paint all over Melissa's picture. He wished he hadn't called everybody names. He wished he could start over. What do you think? You think he'll start over? Let's find out. It's really tough being a new kid, said Carla. Will you help me make friends? Eddie brightened up. I'd love to, he cackled. Carla beamed at him. I knew you'd be a good friend, she gushed. Eddie felt something inside, something good. It felt good to be nice. He smiled, a great big smile. And from then on, he was a good friend any way he could be, anytime he could be. The end. So it's not so nice being a bully, is there? And Eddie was being a bully to everyone, and everyone was getting tired of his bullying. But who walked in the classroom and changed all of that? Do you remember? Yes, Carla. But you know what I think? I think Carla was just as scared, but she wanted to make a huge change to become a friend of Eddie's. And guess what? It actually worked. I hope you enjoyed this selection. Until next time, see you soon. Bye now.